So today we're gonna be talking about how one of my mentorship students was able to go and get to about $9,500 per month. It took him about 5 months to do so, and he was able to do that while still taking 3 vacations with his wife and 2 kids. And it's always really cool to be able to help someone out that has like a family because when I was growing up, I remember my mom was, like, in accounting a lot, right? And there was a lot of times where she would either want to take a vacation, but she either just couldn't get the time off of work, or maybe she could get the time off of work, but it was, like, month end and, like, just things were just piling up a quarter end or year end, and she would always feel guilty if she tried to, like, go take a vacation during those periods of time. So, it's just one of those things where when I can help people out nowadays be able to grow and grow their business, it's really great. Because in this person's story, his name was Paul. So the reason why it was really important for him was because he was constantly yearning for more. It's tough when you're working a job, but you know that you're number one severely underappreciated, severely underpaid, and you don't really own your own time. Right? Because like making a lot of money is one thing, right? But what does it matter how much money you make if you can never really enjoy that money, right? So in his case, he wanted to be able to go and travel while they were still young and still really able to go and enjoy it. And also while his 2 children were still young enough to actually want to spend time with them on the vacation, right? Because like sometimes when you have like teenagers or people that are like getting closer to college age, like maybe they don't find you as cool, they don't find your jokes quite as funny, and they don't really want to spend time with you. So to be able to actually go and not just get the freedom that he wanted, but to also be able to do it while he was still young and while he still had a young family. It was really, really great. Now, who am I? My name is Bryce Tubbs, and I started with my accounting firm close to about a decade ago. It was about March of 2015. And in the beginning, it was really hard for me to make this stuff work because I didn't understand marketing, I didn't understand sales, and I didn't know how to price out my services. So that led to me doing was it took me about really 16 months of trial and error before I started getting like 17 grand a month in sales for like bookkeeping and CFO services. Now, once I got to that point, I hit a capacity limit, right? Because there comes a certain time in the amount of money you're making where you just can't do the work yourself anymore. And some people they can handle a lot more than others, depending on your energy, depending on your skill set, and depending like what service mix you have. But for me, right around like 15, 16, 70 grand a month was really my capacity. So I started going to like different Facebook groups and I started offering contracts to anyone who could like do some of the work for me. And what happens like every single time you say like, hey, I have a cleanup project. The person's paying me like we'll say $10,000. I'll pay you $5,000 if you can do it in this time frame. You get a lot of people reaching out to you. So the more people that started reaching out to me, after a while, people started asking like, what was I actually doing to grow my business so consistently to be able to even have these contracts to give to other people? Because one thing for you to be able to like grow your own business, but it's another thing for you to be able to have enough to kind of give to other people outside of yourself. And that sparked a lot of curiosity. So we started doing like a mentorship program. We basically show people how to start and grow their own business the same way that I do for my accounting firm. And both businesses work very symbiotically, right? Because like the better I do my accounting firm, the more I can share for like our mentorship program. The better I do the mentorships program, the more like opportunities there are to learn about accounting and stuff. So it's been very great. Now, so far, we've helped out about 364 people inside that process. So I want to kind of attack and dive. Now you know who I am and you understand kind of our background. This information will actually like, give you more credibility. So there are 3 steps that this student had to go and follow in order to really make sure that he could grow his business. So number one is pricing and value. So most people undercharge for their work. And it's generally not your fault. Now, the reason why is because a lot of the prices you're going to be seeing on the internet are always very low. So, for example, when I first got started, I was going on like different like local CPA websites to see like what were they pricing bookkeeping at, right? And most times what I would see is like people were pricing bookkeeping between like 150 to like $300 a month. And I was like, okay, so that's the going rate. And I would try and charge that, but I would never really get clients at that $350 per month price point. And the reason why is for a couple different things. Number one, oftentimes if you go on a CPA's website, the bookkeeping is not the main bread and butter that they're actually trying to sell. It's more of an auxiliary service that can hold the client to them in between like tax time. Okay. So if you treat your bookkeeping with those super low prices, people are oftentimes going to think that you just don't know what you're doing, especially if bookkeeping is the only main service you're offering, right? A lot of CPAs are getting away because like their credibility is more like in tax planning, tax prep, and different like matters like that. So it doesn't really matter what they charge for bookkeeping, but they have to charge something just to kind of pay for like their contracts and pay for like their employees' fees. That's why they don't do it for free. But if you're a bookkeeper and you're charging those same exact price points, you're not going to be able to really instill the confidence in clients on a high enough level to where they're actually going to want to work for you for very much time. Very counterintuitive because in most well, I had like a mint, but it's very hard to talk about that. In most cases, this whole game is about positioning and perception. So the better you position yourself, the more people will perceive that number one, you know what you're doing. Number two, that you're worth like paying a high price point. And number three, they should actually move forward with you, even though there's other people that are a lot cheaper than you. Now, one thing I know people have trouble with is like value, understanding value, right? Because it's like I always teach our students in our program to charge between $500 to $5,000 per month per client. And a lot of people kind of say like you can't do that. Now, the reason why it's important to know that you can charge high price points is because you have to understand who are the actual businesses that you're serving. So, if you think about it, let's say that you have a niche and your niche is like solar companies. Don't mean I have a bookkeeping business. What are you offering me? Don't mean to distract you. I don't know, Christian, where are you coming from, Christian? You're on our YouTube channel. So watch the video, and basically all we talk about inside this video is how we help people out. So I'm basically painting the picture of the journey that we took this person through. Cool. Now, Christian, in terms of like your bookkeeping business, like where are you? Do you have clients already, or are you kind of in the beginning stages? Like, what does that kind of look like for you? Put that down in the comments so I can make the video a little bit more interactive. Maybe we can talk to you a little bit more. So next thing that it's really important, okay, is value. It's all about the client you're serving. So depending on what client you choose is going to determine uh, what is a very what's a price point they can actually afford? What's an affordable price point for them? So if you're talking to like a client that's doing, let's say they're doing like they're like an artist and they're selling paintings for like $150 a painting, they sell maybe like $1,000 a month worth of paintings. It's very hard for you to charge that person 500, 750, $1,000 per month because it's just such a large percentage of the money they bring in. Versus if you're selling to like a solar company where they're selling like let's say they're selling like solar roofing and each project is between $10,000 to $30,000 depending on where they are, depending on the size of the house they're actually providing for. It's a lot easier for these types of businesses that have high ticket sales and high ticket items that are high volume to be able to actually go and work with you at those price points. All right, Christian. So Christian says he has 10 clients currently. So are you good with the 10 clients you have now, or do you want to go and get more? Or for the 10 clients you have now, are you able to kind of get to a revenue level to where you can do this thing full time? Or are you still kind of trying to figure out how to take this thing full time? If you can, drop that down in the comments so we can continue the conversation. Cool, cool. So I'm having two different conversations on like this live because like there are people like commenting and stuff like that. So it's really cool to kind of be able to have this interaction while we're going. So he's Christian said, what service are you offering me? I currently have about 10 clients. Cool, cool, cool. So now we're waiting to see like if he either wants to get more for the clients he has, if he wants to charge higher price points, or if he wants just more clients in general. Because usually at about 10 clients, you should be at a minimum of about $5,000 per month when you have about 10 clients. That's like minimum, not including your cleanups. That's just like the monthly price points. So it really kind of depends on the person. 'Cause a lot of people like they undercharge like what they could be charging. And whenever someone has clients, they come like work with us. We generally see there in a lot of cases, they are generally anywhere between like 2 times to 3 times less expensive than what they should be charging. So that's like a very big like secret. Like whenever like we work with someone who has like clients, first things first, like we put all of your clients like on a spreadsheet and we basically go and take them from like what's the oldest client to like newest client, what's like the price points as well as like which one's your highest paid, which one's your lowest paid, and we're looking for places where we can go and like either raise price on current clients or we're looking for like maybe some past leads that maybe didn't sign up with you but definitely would now if you understand how to like sell them. Okay, Christian, so Christian says I'm full-time but yes I want more clients. Okay, so what's been the hardest part about getting more clients so far, Christian, because I know you have 10 clients already? Cool. So back to what we're talking about. So it's all about like the type of client that you're paying for, right? And the type of client you're going after. Because if you can go after the right types of clients, it makes it a lot easier for you to charge the price points you want. Now, another reason that's also important is because it ties into your marketing, into your sales. So let's first go with sales. So in a lot of cases, if you're going after the wrong client, so let's say that you're going kind of back to that artist kind of example, in a lot of cases, they do not fully understand why they want accounting or bookkeeping services. So part of your sale is you have to educate them on why they even need your service, which is generally a very, very challenging thing to do, right? Very, very challenging thing to do. You want to make sure that by the time the person has gotten the consultation call with you, they know exactly what you do, they know exactly how you can help, and they actually are intrinsically motivated towards working with you, right? You don't want to be convincing people on the sales consultation call. So when you start going after like we talked about the solar company that have like these high ticket price points, you're dealing with businesses that are a little bit more sophisticated. So it causes them to know what they are looking for. It's just more of like a personality mix and more of like a match of, are you guys a good fit to work together? Right? That's a sale that you want to do. You want to have sales where it's like they know exactly what they want to do. They know exactly who they're looking for. It's just more about like who do they place their trust with. So Christian inside the comments responded, balancing bookkeeping with the marketing aspecting. Bookkeeping itself takes most of my time. Hard to put towards marketing. I don't know how to market any better. So that's kind of what I was talking about in the beginning of this video, Christian, where like my capacity was about 6 grand per 16 grand per month. And like once I hit 16 grand per month, that's why I had to like go and get those contracts because it was hard for me to keep marketing while like doing the bookkeeping. Because I have like a my brain, it's hard for me to like do like four tasks. I can generally do like two, maybe maximum three different tasks at one time, right? But when I start getting like four, five, six, that's when I get really overwhelmed. It's just very hard for me to keep moving and keep doing things, especially when you have like a personal life that you're trying to balance. So in terms of the marketing, so in terms of your marketing, Christian, I know you have the 10 clients now. Like, have they all given you referrals? Have you asked any of them for referrals? Like, what's been the hardest part about getting, I guess, because you're doing the marketing, but after a certain point, like how did you even get those 10 clients? Because usually the way we teach marketing is that when you're first getting started, you have to build up like streams of marketing so that the marketing doesn't stop when you do. A lot of what we see when it comes to marketing is that people do things to attract one client at a time. So what I mean by that is like they'll do like cold calls. So they'll go and like call. But as soon as you like put down the phone and you're no longer calling, you generally don't get a long tail effect from that. Versus if you do something like, let's say like a LinkedIn, or let's say you do something like more of like a referral partner strategy. Like in this case, like for this student, they got to $9,500 a month in 5 months. There was two main strategies. So the first strategy used was more of like LinkedIn, right? So the reason why LinkedIn is cool is because once you have built up your network, you can turn on automation tools to constantly able to like go back through and farm the relationship with those people that are in your LinkedIn account, like your LinkedIn profile. It's a little different than just kind of like spamming people and being like, "Hey, buy my stuff now." It's more of like you can have a machine that is starting the relationship. Okay, so all they're mostly in person slash local clients. Some are from Facebook. Okay, so do you have like a good Facebook Messenger script, or like when you're on Facebook, like what does that kind of look like? Nathan Pop said, currently in the beginning stages, currently do bookkeeping work for a bank for my full-time job, would like to start this on my own. How did you start Christian? So I don't know exactly how Christian starts. I'd be interested in kind of understand like what he started. It looks like he got most of his clients from like in-person slash local, but some of his clients it looks like are from Facebook. So if you're doing Facebook, Facebook is not bad. It's just a little bit trickier, right? Because you have to understand like who are you talking to, what's the size business you're talking to, and it's once you can get that consistently and you understand like how to identify who is the right person to talk to, then it's very simple because you can learn how to make really simple content that gets people to ask questions to you and like raise their hand. I ideally would try and do more of a LinkedIn strategy because you can automate it just a little bit more. Facebook is not as good when it comes to automation tools because they want to make sure like they don't want people who are like robots kind of like on their platform. So if you have capacity and you can like keep doing more marketing, Facebook is not bad. But as soon as you start hitting that capacity, then Facebook becomes very, very challenging because you have to constantly keep like putting in more and more and more effort into that. What I would do instead is I would do LinkedIn. Now, if you're already at your capacity, you would probably want to go start learning how to get better quality referral partners. So whenever we think about referral partners, we're always thinking about like who has the highest likelihood of sending us clients, and also what is the time frame with which they can send us the clients, as well as what type of clients they're going to give us. So, because not every single referral partner can be created equally, right? So in some cases, for example, you might have a referral partner where it's like maybe you talk to like a local CPA and like the meeting goes, it's like you talk, you talk, you talk, and then all of a sudden they're like, well, I'd love to send you some clients when I have some. It's like, well, why did I not have clients send you right now? Is it does the conversation not go well? Is it think that you have like a competition with them? Is they just don't have any clients? Is that they feel like the service they offer very competitive towards yours, so they only want to send you clients they don't want, right? So instead, what you're looking for when you're going after like referral partners, you need to understand like it's all in like the pre-work. So when I say the pre-work, it's like I'm looking through every single one of their profiles. I'm analyzing their audience. I'm analyzing the number of years they've had in the business. I'm analyzing what is the current revenue that their business is doing. So not just like the clients that send me, but the actual referral partners. Like what is their business doing? So I can kind of get an understanding of who I'm actually speaking with. Therefore, when I get on the phone with that person to talk about a referral partnership, it works so much better because I know they have clients to send me. It's just more of a matter of time of like building that trust and making sure that the only reason someone will not like send you a client on the same day that you are talking to them is because maybe they have to go put out feelers. I don't really know exactly who inside of like their clientele could actually utilize your services. Now, the reason why the partnership thing is cool is because once you stop doing the networking, like you don't have to be on the phone constantly going and talking to new like referral partners because they're constantly remembering you, they're constantly thinking about you. From there, like all you really have to do is like every 15 days, if you have like a really good content piece you can send to them, just to kind of keep you top of mind and like to have like a really simple call to action of like, who do you know that's currently looking for accounting or bookkeeping? That generally tends to do so much because you don't have to really be actively marketing as much. It's just more like checking in and just making sure you're staying top of mind with those referral partners. So it's a mixture of you do the call and then like while you're on the call, you are like getting as much deal flow and like as much revenue today as possible while also making sure you have this long tail effect by doing very simple follow-up with the partnerships and with the partners. And the reason why it's also cool is because when they do send leads to you, those leads, if you're any good at sales, those leads generally will close anywhere between like 75 to about 90% of the time. So it's conserving your time because you're not actively marketing. And when the leads do come to you, you're not playing a lot of like follow-up games because the people actually want to work with you and they've been referred to you. So that's generally the easiest way. So to kind of outline what that strategy looks like, especially for the student that gets like $9,500 a month, that's exactly what we did. So number one, build the LinkedIn profile. We give them like templates. We give you guys exactly like what to say, how to say it, what to do there. Then he went and went after like referral partners. We talked about like how to target, who to target, and why to target, so that you actually know who like the referral partners are going to work with you. From there, what happened was there was three main outcomes from the referral partners. Number one is some of them sent them like clients like on the first day. I think one of the people sent him they sent him like 3 grand a month worth of clients in the first like 20 days that he had known them. So that was number one. Then also what he started doing was he started getting more and more of them to start inviting to like local events. So there's like two local events where he's been getting some clients out of as well. But that came from first one on LinkedIn and then building that like localized network of people that wanted to refer and wanted to support him. Then what he did was one of them actually invited him to do a local speaking event. So the it was like locally, like the group was a local group, but he did like the online presentation version because they would meet online every like Wednesday. So we basically sat down, wrote out a good presentation, made it very easy for him to go and provide that presentation to them. So when he actually did it, two people actually wanted to work with him there. And then from there, he ended up getting about, I think it was like two or three more referrals throughout the year. Because again, this happened only in like 5 months it took, so it wasn't that much time that actually occurred. So it wasn't like it doesn't have to be this like long, challenging thing that you do. In a lot of cases, it's just like really setting yourself up correctly from the start so that once the leads start going, you don't have to worry about it like stopping and starting and stopping and starting because the whole purpose of the marketing is just to get you enough flow for you to actually be able to start doing more like the accounting work. Because I want to spend as much time as possible doing the actual accounting work. Because number one, it's work I actually enjoy doing, but then number two, it allows you to keep maintaining those client relationships. So as long as you're just getting like 1 to 3 new clients every single month, and you're maintaining the workload that's going there, and the clients stay with you, there's no way you don't reach 6 figures in your business very, very quickly. Now, that is the main way the student actually did that. Now, if you want to learn a little more about like how we can help you out inside of our program, go ahead and click the link inside the description, either above or below the video, depending where you're watching this. If you're watching this on the Facebook group, I'm just gonna be like in the description. If you're watching this on the YouTube channel, it's gonna be in the description. Same thing with like LinkedIn. So go ahead and check that out. On the thank you page, when you book the call, it's gonna take you to like a page with like different videos of people like we help, our story, different things you kind of research, get a more full understanding of what we offer and how we can help you out. So if you want to see if we can help you out, go ahead and click the link inside the description, book the call. I'd love to see what that look like for you, how we can customize this for you, especially like depending where you're starting. Because as you see inside this video, we have people at different levels. We have some people that are just getting started. We have some people that are a little bit experienced, like sometimes they're a little bit advanced, sometimes they're intermediate, and then we're able to help them all the same because it's a lot of customized support for the individual. So that's you. If that's what you want to see, we can help you out with. Go ahead and click the link inside the description above and below. Love to see you on the call. Love to see you soon. Have a great rest of your day and take it easy.